Ag is brought to you by Terry County Tractor.
Hey, welcome back. In this week's Focus on Ag, a pilot program created to provide more accessible information within the cattle industry is now a year old. It expires Friday and could become law. KCBD News Channel 11's Patricia Perry tells us what one expert hopes changes about the program. Patricia?
Brittany, the United States Department of Agriculture created the Cattle Contract Library in December of 2022. The Director of Market, Membership, and Education at the Texas Cattle Feeders Association says it provides information anyone could already access, but in one dashboard that is easier to understand.
That just made it so much easier for individuals to go and look at and to follow and to be able to understand the information that was being provided by USDA.
With the Cattle Contract Library, some packers are required to submit forms that include information like when their contract started and ended with cattle producers, if it's active, the base price source, and if cows were shipped. Brady Miller says that was meant to keep the cattle market fair.
The original goal of this program was to create fairness in the market, to make sure that the individuals who wanted to look at the data, wanted to see the data, that the data is provided and was provided.
The Texas Cattle Feeders Association was excited to see the pilot program in action, but still had concerns. Miller says usually more information is a good thing, but the association didn't want packers to use that information to harm producers.
Provide more information to the other side, and when I say to the other side, to the retailer or to the packer, that they would then have more information so they could come back and use that against us.
He was also concerned more producers would try to get the deals they saw in the library.
Once everyone saw it, then you go and try to get it, and if you got it, then it would drive the market to a middle point faster than it would normally have gone.
Based on research from this pilot program, Miller says neither of those concerns have happened, but they haven't seen any major improvements either.
There has been research that said, okay, no, we're not really seeing a whole lot of harm, but we're not seeing a whole lot of benefit either.
So Miller wants to see some changes before this becomes a law. He says previously packers reported the information to the USDA in the Livestock Mandatory Reporting Program, which required more packers to submit information. Miller wants the Cattle Contract Library to mimic that.
It would match LMR, that all packers who harvest more than 125,000 head per year would have to provide that information.
The pilot program was launched in December of 2022. Miller says it was extended multiple times and is set to expire Friday. He is on board with it becoming law if it required more packers to submit information to give more insight into the industry. That's all for this week's Focus on Ag. I'm Patricia Perry.